Thank you so much for coming. So today it's our workshop about MEDER BioFacials, which are different from traditional facials. And just recently, as you probably know, I launched my podcast this month. And our last episode, we've been together with Sarah. Sarah was my very first guest on my first podcast. It was our third episode. And actually, that's the most popular. And we discussed with Sarah like the tricky question: do you need a beautician? And if yes, why you need us? Maybe you can live without us. We came to the conclusion that it's impossible. We are absolutely essential. So, yeah, we cannot be replaced by AI or anything. But it's also about the biofacials, because now in the modern world, there are a lot of people who think they don't need beauticians, they don't need skin practitioners, they don't need any professional help or facials anymore, because there are a lot of active products on the shelf, right? You enter Sephora, everything is crying to you, we do you some kind of skin transformation. And on another side, you have all these countless aesthetic clinics offering injections, energy-assisted treatment, lasers, radiofrequency, whatever, and they cry to you, you don't need anything anymore. You inject something and you will transform your skin, you will be happy, you will stay useful, you will look useful. And it is not the real truth, because nothing can really replace the skincare and professional treatment, which we call in MEDER BioFacial. It is one of the most intense treatment you can offer to your clients, to your customers, for the real skin transformation. After, to maintain results, we are absolutely able to do it with our skincare. As intense, as active, as safe as it is, it works perfectly. But if you need to change skin conditions, if it is someone who is unhappy about their wrinkles, or skin elasticity, or menopausal skin changes, or jawline, or acne, or redness, we have this unique, intense biofacial option, which can help to really transform the skin of your patients in a very safe way. So why we call them biofacials? Because they are biologically identical. We try to minimize use of chemically synthesized ingredients. All our chemically synthesized ingredients we use mostly to stabilize our product or to preserve our product, like emulsifiers or some kind of viscosity modulators. But all of our active ingredients, they are biologically identical, they are skin identicals. So we are using same substances which our skin uses naturally and become deficient with age. And also we are using vitamins and peptides and prebiotics and probiotics. All of our products, they are speaking the same language than skin speaks. So that biological identity of the skincare with a skin creates a synergy when you can achieve great results without risking your health. Also, all of our approach based on what now it's called biohacking, right? Biohacking, it's all about molecular biology. So we are looking for different weak point in the molecular biology, molecular mechanisms in the skin, and we are trying to restore it, to reinforce it. Because with age, unfortunately, our molecular biology is changing, and our health, including skin health, is weakening. That's what we try to do. We try to compensate this deficiency, and we try to keep our molecular biology as strong as it was in the young age. Just, I will not say that we can, live eternally or prolong our youth for hundreds of years. No, it is impossible, but we can slow down the aging process and make it graceful, much more delicate, just to smooth all these dramatic changes of the skin related to the age. And also we are using a lot of biotechnology. Most of our ingredients, they are created with the help of biotechnology. So they are designed in the laboratory with the help of microbiologists, with biologists. So we are using a lot of bacterial cultures, beneficial bacteria, yeast cultures. We are fermenting plant ingredients to achieve new functions from them and make them more compatible with the skin. And also we are using peptides. Peptides is an example of the biotechnology itself. When I launched the brand in 2009, they've been less than 10 peptides standardized for their cosmetic use. When I first seen the first peptide, there'd been only one, which we know under the name argireline. Now, it was the very first peptide registered for cosmetic use in the beginning of 2000. Last year, we've had more than 600. And I'm sure that in 2030, we'll get 1,000 and more. Because once the biochemical language of the skin was deciphered, we can create this, it's like an alphabet of letters, creating these words which our cells can understand. So we started from the idea that we can ask muscles cells, do not send this impulse to contract the muscles. Now we are in the place when we can ask immune cells, be less reactive. Pigment cells produce less of pigment, melanin. Muscle cells be less responsive to the nervous stimuli. So we can do a lot of things, very targeted and in a very safe way. And also in our BioFacial, we are using the power of the biophysics as well. So our part in MEDER, we create biotechnological, biologically identical formulation. But when you perform the BioFacial, you can add the power of the biophysics, like microcurrent therapy, interacting with cells in different way, interacting with cells electrically. You can use the ultrasound, interacting with the skin surface, creating these small bubbles, safely eliminating dead cells in the perfect synergy with probiotic enzymes. You can use the energy of light, which is one of the really incredible powers of the biophysics, because when your skin cells absorb the specific wave of the light, it can restore the energy, it can restore the ATP. And in a combination with the microcurrent therapy, you can restore the really useful level of cellular energy in cells. So our biofacials, they're very transformative for the skin. But in the same time, it is very safe because we are using bioidentical ingredient, bioidentical formulation, and biophysical devices which act in the synergy with the natural biophysical process in the skin. We don't hit the skin, we don't damage the skin, we don't scrub the skin or burn the skin or put the skin in some extreme condition. We just follow the lead of the Mother Nature, trying to make the voice of Mother Nature more powerful. What you should know about MEDER BioFacials? They are all created by pharmaceutical standards, and we use a pharmaceutical packaging. All of our products are sterile, very high concentrated, and they are coming in the box like all-in-one protocol. You know that when you have the box, you have everything you needed for 5 treatments, nothing to buy separately, so you don't need to use any kind of big jars or bottles or whatever. You have the box, you have everything included. And you don't need a medical director to perform this treatment. Also, everything is pre-dosed. Why I did it? Because, before I launched the brand, I've been head of international training of the very big cosmetic laboratory, and my role was to visit 43 countries around the world to train skin practitioners and trainers in this country. And what I've seen everywhere shocked me deeply. And actually, on the basis of this knowledge, I created the brand, because in 43 countries over the world, no trainers, neither beauticians or skin practitioners, they followed recommendations on the brand properly. Why? Because it is difficult. When you give people hundreds of big jars and bottles and one measure spoon and ask them to measure product for each step, it is boring and it is undoable, technically undoable. So I think that maybe most of the brands are under the illusion that people behave like you want them to behave. They are not. People's behavior based on the simple logic and based on the comfort of their behavior. If it is uncomfortable to use a measure spoon 100 times during the day, they will not do it. So I think the only way to be sure that skin practitioner will use the amount of product which needed to be used during the facial, it is put it in pre-dosed, sterile small vials. So when you open the vial, you use everything in this vial. That's how we guarantee that each of patients, each of customers will get about 50 milliliters of active products during 45 minutes of the treatment. Obviously, not 50 milliliters travels into the dermis. It is not possible and we don't want it, but about 3-5 milliliters will be in the dip, and it's transformative for the skin. It's like you inject this amount just without injecting, using low molecular size of ingredients. And we created the special clinic protocols integrating the ultrasound, integrating the light LED therapy, and integrating the microcurrent therapy. And everything is safe for pregnant and nursing women, because one of the core values of my brand and my life, then if something it's not safe enough to be applied on the skin of the pregnant woman, we should not apply it on the skin of anyone except for medical reason. So everything is very safe, but in the same time, very efficient. So what we have? 6 amazing biofacials. First, it's MyoFix. So it's biohacking, peptide-based mimic wrinkles treatment. Lipo Oval. Lipo, it is fat. So it's all about the fat tissue of the face. And it is biohacking face contour treatment, very much focused on the jawline, cheeks. So it's literally sculpting treatment for the face. The third one, it's one of our most popular biofacials, especially amongst clinics around the world. I think it's probably more than thousands of clinics. They're offering Redapax facials for their patients suffering from redness, rosacea, and also for women in menopause suffering from flushes, because it's such a great help, helping to control not only redness and rosacea, but also this menopausal discomfort. And it's based on the neurocosmetic ingredients. I will speak later about it, but it's our most popular anti-redness treatment, multi-awarded. EUSEP. EU, it is good in Greek, like euphoria. And sep from the sebum. So it is good, beautiful, perfect sebum creating euphoria for the skin, right? And this is biohacking probiotic, biofacial, very first in the world, probiotic-based acne facial, which is a great success, and especially for people suffering from adult acne. And also our biohacking pre and post menopausal skin treatment. It's a treatment which people sometimes call HRT biofacial, like hormonal replacement biofacial for women. And Armolift, it's one of the favorite biofacials in the clinic specializing in the age-well anti-aging rejuvenating therapy, because it restores the skin strength, it restores the skin elasticity, and it really helps to prevent these menopausal changes in the skin, especially this loss of collagen, which is very typical for menopausal skin in women. And finally, our glass skin biohacking BioFacial, our absolute red carpet BioFacial. If it is someone looking for skin transformation for the special occasion, that's your way to transform the skin. Hydrofill, it's absolutely universal. It's really changed the skin appearance in a very safe way, and it creates this youthful aura look of the skin, changing its optics. So how it works? First of all, the protocol of each treatment, it's very easy. There are 6 steps, 45 minutes. So you have the box. Everything is explained on the box. There's no need to memorize everything word by word. I'm sure you have a lot of things to keep in mind. Also, the explanation about each product on the back of the box. And first step, it's our BioFacial, bioidentical cleansing mask based on prebiotics or probiotics. Depends on the treatment. Step 2, it's a probiotic exfoliator and the peel mask based on bacterial and yeast probiotic enzymes, eliminating dead cells and all debris from the skin. Here you can integrate the ultrasound exfoliation easily. Step 3, antioxidant stimulating serum, which blocks the activity of free radicals in the skin and creates this antioxidant protection for all ingredients traveling in the deep layers of the skin. After first 3 steps, they are preparation of the skin. They are very important as a skin preparation. And after you perform these first 3 steps, you improve the permeability on the skin in 80 up to 90%. So it's twice more permeable than it was before you started the treatment. And when the skin is permeable, when the door is open, you go for the targeted action. So they use the active serum, which will be different for each type of the treatment. And you use the active care mask imbibed by 1 ounce, 27 milliliters of active, electrically active gel. It's negatively ionized. We use specific technology to help all ingredients from the active serum and mask travel to the targeted layer of the skin. And you can use on the top of the mask microcurrent therapy. Also, you can combine the targeted action with light therapy, as you will see in the practice. So you can combine 3 of biophysical power in one BioFacials if you want it, if you want this intense results. And 20 minutes later, you take off the mask and you protect your skin of your patients, of your customer with specific probiotic, prebiotic-based moisturizer, protecting them from the environmental damage. If it is a sunny time of the day and your patient, your customer will spend some time outdoors, it's highly recommended to apply the sunscreen. Let's go step by step, one by one, decipher each treatment, because the most important thing is to pick up the right patient for the right treatment, following their expectations and staying realistic about their expectation and their skin conditions. So, our first concern, mimic, or we call sometimes it's expression wrinkles. Sometimes in Europe you can hear them, this type of wrinkles called dynamic wrinkles because they created by movement. They are forehead wrinkles, eyes area wrinkles, glabella, and upper lips. So that's a pure classification. They are not purely age-related because they created by the muscles movement, so they can appear in the relatively young age. However, if mimic wrinkles appears earlier than 25, 27, 30, that's a thing to be concerned about it, because very early appearance of mimic wrinkles speaks mostly about the emotional state of the patient than about the skin state. Because if it is someone in their early 20s with this deep forehead and glabellar wrinkles, most of the time, it is a depression. And this worrying face is just the symptoms of the mental health deeper problem. So for me, the right and ethical way to approach such patients: do not offer skincare or cosmetic treatment or surgery or aesthetic treatment or injectables, but to recommend them to see psychotherapists and specialists of the mental health, because it should be approached in this way. Another concern to think, it's a chronic headache, and headache can be young age migraine, creating this pain mask of the face, finalized in the early wrinkles of the forehead and glabella again. So it's another thing because when patient suffers from the pain, it's absolutely useless to eliminate wrinkles. You should eliminate pain. You should really address pain and not symptoms of the pain. And third concern, which I really like you to think about, that's the vision. Early crow's feet can be the sign of the impaired vision. And for some reason, this person can do not get the right diagnostic of the vision problem, or just refuse spectacles or lenses or something. And this effort to see something creates these folds and wrinkles. So another thing to see with a patient. So it's always good to think deeper than skin, because wrinkles, they are signs, not only the skin changes directly. But if you see expression wrinkles on the skin of someone in the 30s, 40s, 50s, obviously, we all have right to be worried, to smile, to express our emotions. And my principle is that we should express our emotions freely, but we are not obliged to develop wrinkles. So we offer these BioFacials, 6 steps. First step, still the preparation, as I told previously. Biohacking cleansing mask based on niacinamide and probiotics. Step 2, probiotic exfoliation with probiotics keratoline based on 7 different bacterial and yeast cultures and micronized opals and shea butter. After we go for energy swan serum, offering the antioxidant protection and opening this door, improving the permeability of the skin. And for targeted action, we use MyoFix Active Cream, which based on 5 peptides, plus lucidal probiotics, kimchi extract. So very probably it is the most concentrated peptide-based product on the market. At least me, I didn't find anything more concentrated and intense. And we use the MyoFix mask on the top of the concentrate, as you will see in your hand practice. With this mask, you can combine, once again, microcurrent therapy if you want it, light therapy, and 20 minutes after, take off the mask, finalize with prebiotic moisturizer, lightweight, oil-free, universal, suitable for all skin types. So what happens in the skin when we use BioFacial, how it works? That very probably that what you will see after first or second BioFacial, especially when you use the microcurrent therapy, we recommend to use this MyoLift microcurrent therapy with amazing regimen Erase with myorelaxation. So you combine relaxing action of peptides with relaxing action of microcurrent. And the neuromodulating peptide, they destabilize proteins involved in the muscle contraction. So it's kind of biohacking action with bioidentical peptides, which used by our body as signaling peptides already. So they are recognized by our skin and muscle cells. Facial muscles entwined into the skin, they relaxed. All the rest, it's still working. So I can express my emotion easily. I can play with my eyebrows if I want. And remodeling peptides are filling wrinkles, boosting the collagen production. into the wrinkles. So in probiotics, they restore the water holding capacity of the skin with in alliance with niacinamide and other skin identical ingredients, restoring the skin barrier. So you need from 5 till 10 biofacials to achieve maximum of results. We recommend to perform 1 biofacial a week, so it will be a 5-week course. For best results, we always recommend the skincare routine, cleanser and antioxidant serum, MyoFix concentrate. And after they're coming back to you next month for the next biofacials. So in a couple of months, you can achieve results like this, relax the forehead, relax muscles, and diminish or even eliminate expression wrinkles. So by scientific independent research, how peptides work, they smooth down wrinkles and line because they break up this vicious circle of the chronic facial muscles contraction. They have both immediate short-term and long-term improvement in the appearance of wrinkles, including fine lines and expression wrinkles. And also this biofacial demonstrates the ability to prolongate results of the botulinum toxin injectables. So it is not only for people who are looking non-injectable treatment. It is also for people who want to take injections less often, which is absolutely wise because the biggest danger of botulinum toxin injectables is regular repetitive injections every 3 months, which can create a secondary non-sensitivity to the botulinum toxin, that can create immune reaction to botulinum toxin, and which amplify this toxic reaction because toxin is used. So when you can at least come to the frequency twice a year or even once a year, which is absolutely possible with MyoFix Biofacial, you are good. You are in the safer place. So we recommend to perform MEDER BioFacial, MyoFix Biofacial, after 18-19 weeks after the last injection of Botox, or 21st, 22nd week after D-sport. D-sport is more long-lasting. And when you perform this MyoFix Biofacial after injectables, you have another 6 or 8 months of wrinkle-free skin. So you can combine it if you want. Or you can use it without injectables, like I do. I've never been injected myself. And so for 15 years, now I'm 52, I keep my forehead more or less wrinkles-free with peptides. It's absolutely possible because it prevents the wrinkles development. And it moisturizes skin, and it's really proven, scientifically proven efficacy for wrinkles treatment. So what we have more? Another favorite, Lipo Oval. That's a huge science base, and we have our handbook, training books, which everything is explained. Here's the whole idea of this fast sculpting, biohacking, biofacials is based on the idea addressing fat cells directly. They are located deeply under the dermis layer, but we can make it with a specific peptides and specific technology used in the biofacial to make low molecular ingredients such as caffeine or fat-splitting peptides penetrate deep enough to be able to interact with fat cells. And it's based on the scientific discovery showing the very complicated and interesting relationships between fat cells and dermis cells, fibroblasts. Actually, when fat cells becoming too fluffy, taking too much of fat as a resource, it signals actually peptides to fibroblast dermis cells, asking to produce less of collagen and elastin because these fat cells need more places. So skin should be less tight to make place for these big fat cells. In the same time, when fat cells starting to diminish and lose this fat, so with some fat splitting action. It starts to send signaling to the fibroblast, like, produce more collagen. We need it tight again because I am smaller. And it's about the speed of the process. If the fat cells lose the fat too fast, fibroblasts cannot produce enough of collagen to tighten the skin, and what we call now Ozempic phase, right? Because with an Ozempic, you lose a lot of fat, face lose fat in the first place, and it creates a sad impression and the loss of this perfect jawline on the early stage of the weight loss. With fat splitting ingredients, we can do it in the perfect synergy. So we are using specific peptides which diminish the fat cell size, alongside with caffeine, known for this fat splitting action, and also specific peptides signaling fibroblasts, boosting the collagen production to tighten the skin. So it is in the same time sculpting, because we combat puffiness, we combat this excessive fat depots. But in the same time, it's a really incredible boost of the collagen production, creating these visible lifting results. So we just sculpt the face, restoring the jawline, restoring the cheek lines, and restoring this perfect youthful sculpture. Yeah, it's my favorite. My very favorite, because I'm sure I will not be able to keep my jawline until this age without lipo-oval. It's all about it. So at least once a month, I do this lipo-oval BioFacial on myself. And it works really great. So once again, 3 steps of preparation, exactly the same what we do for the wrinkles treatment, because preparation of the skin is the same. We make the skin more permeable, less free radicals damaged. We eliminate dead cells, and after we use the active serum, lipo-oval, with caffeine, specific slim excess peptide addressing fat cells, and new peptide calmosensine, sending this message to fibroblast cells and calming down the skin. And after we use the mask. Mask is rich in water-eliminating ingredients and capillary strengthening ingredients like centella and escin and ruscus aculeatus extract and horse chestnut extract, so everything eliminating toxins and the excessive water from the skin. So we detoxify the skin at the same time and reduce the volume. And also arginine, which is very powerful amino acid, helping to restore the skin tightness. And peptides, again, another peptides, moisturizing and calming down the skin and boosting the collagen production. And after you take off the mask, after your microcurrent therapy and light therapy and whatever you use during the treatment, and finalize with dermafill. And you take before and after photo. We have it here. Even after the first treatment, you can see it. The contour of the face is changing really visibly. And when you have patients or clients or customers who are unhappy about their round face, who are unhappy about this loss of jawline, lipo-oval is your answer at any age. Any age, any skin types, any genders, all good for lipo-oval. Our male bestseller, by the way. Because actually, fun facts, men are less worried about wrinkles, more worried about puffiness and the face contour. So lipo-oval is the perfect answer to these worries. And once again, we have lipo-oval active serum and lipo-oval mask to offer for the home care, to use on the daily basis, the active serum and the mask on the weekly basis, in case when your patients visit your clinic or beauty salons once a month. Next one, Redapax. Our redness and rosacea treatment. I launched this BioFacial in 2018, and it is revolutionary. And still very much innovative. The difference of the approach, then here principles are different. So here I am not aiming to increase the skin permeability. We decrease the skin permeability because sensitive, reddening skin in rosacea patient, it is over-permeable. You don't need to open the door. The door is open so largely, it damages the skin health. So we should close the door. We should restore the normal controlled permeability of the skin, what we do with BioFacial. So you restore the skin comfort immediately. Also, we address not capillaries. We address the nervous system of the skin. And it is the biggest difference because literally all anti-redness skincare and anti-redness facials on the market, they address capillary because capillary largening, it creates redness. So let's close them and it will combat the redness. It is not the case because the dilation of the capillary, it is only the symptom. Skin dilate and enlarging capillary because nervous system in the skin sends a signal to the capillary. So I decided to address nervous structures and not the capillary directly, and we achieve the great results. And also in the same time, we address the immune system cells and we restore microbiome and the skin barrier. So once again, with Redapax, first 3 steps here will be different. First step, it's not the energy net mask based on prebiotic and anti-inflammatory plant extract. Next step is still the same probiotic and the peel exfoliator, but we apply it and we don't use any kind of intensifying action here. So you don't mask, you don't scrub, and even we don't use ultrasound. It is possible if needed on the space not affected by rosacea, but still it can be very soft and gentle probiotic exfoliation. After you take it off and we apply the special anti-inflammatory serum on the skin, reducing the skin permeability. We don't need to increase the skin permeability in the Redapax BioFacial. It is over-permeable already. And going for the targeted care, our Redapax active serum, based on the neurotherapeutic ingredient, mushroom extract from Norway. And actually what is interesting about this mushroom extract, it was used by Vikings as a painkiller. So it's coming from traditional folk medicine. I love traditional medicine, so we are using a lot of traditional recipe. For me, the most mesmerizing thing, how people knew about it 1,000 years ago, how they discovered these properties, right? How they found this mushroom reduce the pain reaction. And actually, when I seen it, I thought, okay, it reduces the pain, but pain receptors and redness receptors, they're very similar in the skin. So if it reduces the pain, it should reduce the redness, addressing the same nervous receptors. And we tried it and we found, yes, it does. And it binds about 30% of redness receptors in the first BioFacial. So your skin redness will be reduced at least in 30% after the first BioFacial, sometimes even more. And after it is very important to continue to use this active serum on the daily basis, binding receptors more and more. So in 1 month's time, you can bind about 70-75% of redness receptors, calming down the redness completely, taking it under control. And I never say that it can replace the rosacea treatment. No. Rosacea is genetically predetermined skin condition, which we cannot cure now, but we can control it. So we can come to the place of the remission of this redness, and we can keep it under control with our Redapax BioFacials. And here we are using a lot of very specific probiotics. like lactic bacteria, lactobacillus, also biofermented yeast from Japanese sake. And actually the mask smells sake. Sake is extremely good for sensitive reddening skin because this yeast restores the impaired skin barrier and calm down the skin sensitivity very efficiently. And also we are using plant extract like Centella asiatica, chamomile, marigold, all known for their calming abilities, alongside with neuromodulating peptides, which are calming the skin and reducing immune cells reaction. So, and here in 5 weeks time, with BioFacial, we can really see results. This thank you very much from Rimarenko Clinic from Ukraine. And the picture was taken in the winter days, so you can see a little bit of the snow. They kept this girl outside for 10 minutes in the minus temperature, just to be sure that in 5 weeks time, skin is not reddening, even being exposed to the cold. And it is not, as you can see. Also, that's from Norway. Great results. A lot of people in Scandinavian country suffering from rosacea because the climate is so extreme. But you see, in 5 weeks' time, you can reduce the redness and take it under control even with clinically diagnosed rosacea. And all you need, Redapax BioFacial and Redapax Active Serum to use at home on the daily basis, and Redapax mask is possible to use it on the weekly basis if this patient cannot visit your clinic or beauty salons once a week and you are performing 1 monthly intense BioFacial. Acne, one of the biggest concerns. We launched this probiotic acne BioFacial in 2013, and it's probably in some countries, when there are a lot of acne amongst patients, it's absolutely the most popular BioFacial ever. So the new concept and new strategy of the acne treatment, based on the new understanding of the role of the microbiome. As you can see, in the old concept, we've seen them in the healthy patients. Cutibacterium acnes grows just beneficially, and initiation of the acne based on the hyperproduction of the sebum and the excessive growth of Cutibacterium acnes. So what we should do is kill Cutibacterium acnes, right? And suppress the sebum production as much as we can. Now, with a new understanding, we see the interaction between Cutibacterium acnes and the skin. It's much more complex. It's not only about Cutibacterium acnes. It's also about malassezia living on the skin. It's also about Staphylococcus aureus living on the skin, about the microbiome dysbiosis itself, because it's not only about the growth, it's about qualitative changes of the bacterial community on the skin. And also it creates some metabolomic shifts, including altogether hormonal changes, skin sensitivity to hormones, change of production of sebum, and even oxygen intake of the skin. Because Cutibacterium acnes grows in the anaerobe condition. It's anaerobe bacteria. When they have enough of oxygen, the growth of Cutibacterium acnes is naturally reduced. So we should not only reduce the sebum production, we should bring the oxygen in the skin. We should restore the skin barrier. And we should restore the microbiome, not only reducing the Cutibacterium acnes growth, but also promoting the growth of beneficial bacteria, suppressing the growth of malassezia, and doing it all together in the same place. So we are addressing now the microbiome in the first place, and the sebum glands. And I love these pictures. It's a great British caricaturist, Gemma Correll. And it's really, we are culturing bacteria. So before they've been uncultured and nasty, and now they love opera and going to the library on our skin. So the whole idea We decrease 5-alpha reductase activity, exactly like you do with retinol, but without retinol. We use plant-derived retinol alternatives derived from avocado and stem cells of macula plants. They are binding retinol receptors without retinol. So we're suppressing the sebum production up to 30% in the first 2 weeks after the first BioFacial was performed. We are using prebiotics, probiotic, and specific stem cells culture, which is able to reduce the growth of Cutibacterium acnes on the skin up to 92% in the first 24 hours. So you perform the first UC BioFacial, you reduce the growth of acne-causing bacteria in 92%. 8% of bacteria acting on the skin are not able to do harm. So next day, you will see the skin significantly calm down and significantly more comfortable, which make happy all of our patients. And also we are using a lot of anti-inflammatory plants-derived extract to calm down the inflammation. And once again, first 3 steps still the same. And we are using a lot of niacinamide here, oxygenating the skin immediately. So we bring this oxygen into the skin in the first place. After we apply the prebiotic and transplant the probiotic beneficial culture, finalizing with a lot of antioxidant plant extract and anti-inflammatory peptides to address immune cells involved in the inflammation. And once again, we have in independent papers published the results of this approach of prebiotics, probiotics therapy. Then BioFacial inhibit growth of unwanted bacterial species, promoting the growth of beneficial bacteria. And once again, like with MyoFix, with both immediate and long-term improvement of the skin condition. So it promotes the enhancements of the natural skin barrier. It promotes the healthy microbiome, and healthy microbiome means healthy skin, because only the disbalanced microbiome, the dysbiosis on the skin, creating this inflammation. And you cannot treat atopic dermatitis or acne or rosacea or anything without addressing the microbiome. The beneficial changes of the microbiome, they're always prevailing the change of the skin condition. It's never going on another way. Microbiome going first. And we have great results. In all these years now, more than 10 years, and we are offering these probiotic-based biofacials. And we have great results even with very severe cases of acne. This one is from Kyrgyzstan. They've been 14 biofacials performed in the 6 months, but as you can see, it was a really severe case of acne, which seems to be impossible to treat without retinol, right, or Roacutan. But this patient, she couldn't take Roacutan because she has a lot of contraindications to the Roacutan. So no other way, and she was successfully treated by probiotics. Or here you can see this patient, she was in her early 40s and she suffered from acne for more than 20 years. She tried literally everything, and very probably her acne was initiated by some toxins, because in her 20s she'd been working in the chemical factories, and it's coincided with her acne manifestation, which was impossible to treat with any kind of traditional treatment. And 20 years later, she's got 3 biofacials, only 3 biofacials, and 3-step home care routine. And her 20 years old challenge was finished. And as you can see, what I really love about probiotic treatment, you can see how younger her skin looks, because she was sure that she has some age-related changes alongside with an acne too, but her so-called age-related changes have been induced by the inflammation. When you treats the inflammation. Your skin becomes younger because the inflammation is one of the sources of the accelerated aging. So when you're treating the chronic adult acne, it is an anti-aging treatment at the same time. And also you can get these results really easily without any pain, any discomfort, in the comfort of your beauty room with MEDER BioFacials. And we offer now 3 products for anti-acne home care. Anti-acne MEDER Active Serum, mask for the weekly use, and the very new cream called Skin Anti-Acne Cream, 4% of niacinamide, probiotics, kimchi, new stem cells cultured in the plasma-rich environment with Cutibacterium acnes, so it's addressing really targeted pathological strains of Cutibacterium acnes in your skin. It is oil-free. We recommend to use it at least 8 weeks for the acne treatment, even if your skin feels healthy, and you still should continue to use it for at least 8 weeks to get long-lasting results, because microbiome changes should be stabilized. So it takes more time. And also it can be used for the body acne as well. It's a great product, Skin, which we recommend to use in the active acne treatment. And 8 weeks later, when you're happy with results, you can switch for the oily skin moisturizer for your patients to maintain results. But in active phase of acne treatment, please use everything ES, labeled by ES, Skin and MEDER. And finally, we came to the last 2 classic treatments. First one, it's a rejuvenating armor lift, or I love to call it H-well treatment. It's a biofacial based on the idea to restore the sensitivity of your skin cells to estrogens, hormones circulating in the female body. Because in the premenopause and menopause time, what happens in our body? Our ovaries produce less and less of estrogens. And estrogens, they have this protective effect on the skin health, not only on the skin health, on the heart as well. That's why male patients, they're suffering from infarctus and cardiac diseases earlier than women, because women are protected by estrogen, and our skin is protected by estrogen as well. And estrogens are one of the key hormones in the collagen and hyaluronic acid production. So when we have less of estrogen, it means that we have less of collagen in our skin. And in the last year of the premenopause and first year of the menopause, so year before the period is stopped and year after it stopped, the woman can lose up to 30% of the skin collagen, which is absolutely dramatic. It leads to the very significant loss of the skin elasticity and sometimes even face deformation. So what we want to do is to slow down this loss of collagen, make it less brutal, to decrease the speed of this loss. We cannot stop it completely because it's kind of natural changes, right? Menopause, the end of the fertility period. But we cannot affect the hormones themselves because their ovaries function. But we can interact with skin cells and make them more sensitive to the lower concentration of hormones circulating in our body. So we have less hormones, but our skin is more sensitive to hormones, so it still reacts more, and it helps to compensate this loss of function. And it's kind of hormonal replacement therapy for the skin, but with natural ingredients, such as modified resveratrol. We are using resveratrol from red grape, biofermented by wine-making bacteria. And it makes a huge difference from the skin. I suppose that everyone knows the taste of the grape juice, right? You tried it. And I suppose that everyone tried the red wine. Can you recognize the red wine from grape juice with closed eyes? Absolutely. They are different. And for the skin, resveratrol and biofermented resveratrol, it feels like grape juice and red wine. It's absolutely different effect. So still the same benefits of the grape juice, right? Antioxidant, still there. Nutritional aspect, still there. But the new one, when we speak about the red wine, it's about, psychoactive alcohol effect. When we speak about the skin, it's neuroactive. So that's the same psychoactive effect because it is able to interact with nervous system. And you remember how nervous system is close to the skin. So with this modified resveratrol, we affect nervous system structures, such as nervous receptors and sensory fibers in the skin, creating this pathway to boost collagen production and to via sensitivity of skin cells, because it's, let me say, slightly drunk nervous fibers makes your skin cells more sensitive to everything, hormones included. So what we want to do, keep your skin cells slightly, probably drunk, not the best word, but slightly affected by this wine-making bacteria on the daily basis, so they can react to hormones a bit excessively. And the low concentrations of estrogens will be enough to maintain the collagen production, to maintain the hyaluronic acid production, to keep your skin protected in these years of hormonal changes. And we can use it, we recommend to use Armolite since the moment when you feel the first menopausal hormonal changes in your body. And it is a great way to restore the skin responsiveness to the female hormones, to the estrogens. Alongside this metabiotic resveratrol, we are using specific peptides, obviously. We are using the same matrixyl 3000 peptides as in MyoFix to boost collagen production as much as we can via peptides way. And also we are using special stem cells to improve the synthesis of cytokines, immunomodulating substances, also protecting the skin health and restoring the skin texture, the skin architectures. So we are using here epidermal growth factors derived from the stem cells of Australian wild tobacco. I don't know why Australian wild tobacco needs human epidermal growth factors, and honestly, I don't want to think about it. It's too deep. But somehow everything on the planet is related to each other, so our skin somehow is related to the Australian wild tobacco. And also we are using the culture of the Swiss apple stem cells, which are quite famous, right? For in the last 10 years, they used a lot in the anti-aging formulation, and they are really great. So, same preparation, 3 steps: stem cells, epidermal growth factors, and wine-making resveratrol for active serum after we applying mask with more of epidermal growth factors, arginine strengthening amino acids, and skin essential peptides, reducing the reactivity of immune cells, because in the age-related changes, our skin become more reactive and more prone to the inflammation. And also we are using a little bit of gluconolactone to speed up the skin renewal, which is slowed down with age, naturally. And when you finish, you take off the mask after performing the BioFacials with microcurrent therapy, light therapy, and you apply the special Armoderm cream, perfect for the dry skin, because age-related changes lead to the dryness as well, and also rich in peptides, stimulating skin elasticity. And also that's, once again, thank you for Mayabella clinic in Queensland, Australia. For this before and after photo, you can see the difference in 1 hour, because the skin is very responsive to biologically identical stimulation. And once again, Armolift Active Serum to use on the daily basis and Armolift Active Mask to use on the weekly basis. And to come back for your next Armolift BioFacial 1 month later. Also, Armolift can be used as a post-laser, post-peel recovery treatment, restoring the skin strengthness. And actually, I always recommend to get at least one Armolift BioFacial before any kind of energy-assisted anti-aging treatment, such as radiofrequency or laser treatment or HIFU treatment, because Armolift just restores the strengthness of the skin and restores the regenerative potential of skin cells. So it helps to achieve maximum results from this highly intensive treatment as well. And finally, the last but not least, our most famous celebrity-endorsed hydrophil glass skin BioFacial. There are a lot of celebrities who are speaking openly about their love to the hydrofacial treatment, and I'm so grateful to them. The amazing British actress Carey Mulligan and British actress Rosamund Pike and famous American fashion designer Zac Posen, they've all been speaking about how they love hydrophil and how it's transformative for the skin in 20-30 minutes of the BioFacial. How we do it? We address the skin optic because the skin appearance based only on one thing, how the skin interacts with the daylight. In our young age, our skin reflects more light than it absorbs. And even when the skin absorbs light, the young skin absorbs the light very evenly. Older we are, less we reflect, more we absorb. And unfortunately, in the older age, we start to absorb the light unevenly, more here, less there, and it creates this dullness of the face appearance. But we can transform our skin to be able to radiate more light and to absorb less of light and absorb it less evenly. But to make it doable, you should work not only with the skin surface, but with a deeper skin structure as well. You should calm down the inflammation. You should restore the even skin temperature, because in the reddening skin surface, the skin is warmer and absorbs more of light. So we should even all these factors in the skin. And obviously, we should moisturize the skin, creating this moisturizing, water-holding mantle on the skin surface. And microbiome can be the great help here. So once again, we work with different skin structures and addressing the microbiome in the same time. So the whole scientific basis is kind of complicated. If you want, you have it in your training book. But we are working with 3 sizes of hyaluronic acid, penetrating layer by layer, and holding water as a magnet in different layers of the skin. Also, we are using very specific substances derived from the natural amino acid glycine circulating in our body, which helps to calm down the skin surface and keep water molecules a little bit deeper in the intermediate layers of the epidermis, and also the new probiotic derived from the xylitol, the sweetener, which suppresses immediately the growth of malassezia on the skin, which creates the flaking and inflammatory changes. And also, we are using here a lot of water-holding substances and specific probiotics, addressing the skin dryness, so kind of water-holding bacteria on the skin. Once again, preparation is the same. After you apply the active serum, it's gel-based. It's 1% of hyaluronic acid in 3 different forms, which is really high. New probiotic Fucocert, new prebiotic lip acid, which suppresses the growth of malassezia and modulates the skin pH without acids, So we are coming back to the healthy 5-0 skin pH with a hydrophil. And also probiotics like Aquaxil and Arctalis from the Arctic Sea, restoring water holding capacity of the skin. And the mask, it's powerfully moisturizing. It's really the glass skin mask, rich in hyaluronic acid, carrageenan, Irish moss extract, gluconolactone, moisturizing the skin and speeding up the skin renewal, and anti-inflammatory tranexamic acid, which we use in the pigmentation treatment as well, and skin essential anti-inflammatory peptide, which calm down the all inflammation and redness reaction in the skin. So when you take it off, you apply the prebiotic, probiotic-based moisturizer, Salvaderm, and you have this perfect glass skin effect. So when you take a picture, it's difficult to visualize, but it looks like this. The skin is radiating. And why we call it glass skin biofacial. And also you can recreate it at home. We have hydrophil active serum, which we recommend to use at home on a daily basis, especially for people with mature and dry skin. And hydrophil mask. Every time when you have this special occasion, red carpet event, hydrophil glass skin mask is your secret weapon. Just be sure to have at least one of them, just in case you need look perfect in a couple of hours. Hydrophil will get it every time without any mistake. And all of our biofacials, again, you can integrate ultrasound exfoliation. So we all know how it works. Ultrasonic scrubber looks very simple, but in the same time, it actually emits high frequency vibration on the skin surface. It vibrates with the frequency around 24,000 to 30,000 hertz, which is physiological and natural for the skin. So skin accepted as a biologically identical stimulation, but it creates micro bubbles on the skin surface, just eliminating dead cells and all kinds of debris from the stratum corneum without affecting the microbiome, because it's not disinfecting. It's really physical exfoliation. And it's safe for all skin types and can be easily and beautifully used as our NZ peel mask, like you will see in your practice time. Microcurrent therapy, once again, can be integrated in all of our 6 biofacials. And why it's so important when we are speaking about the microcurrent therapy, most of the time people are speaking about some relaxing effect or anti-wrinkles effect. But for me, the most important effect of biofacial with the microcurrent therapy is the huge increase of ATP in the skin. It's literally ATP boost for the skin with the microcurrent therapy. And with a targeted action, muscles relaxing, or muscle stimulating, or action addressing the capillary, creating this lymphatic drainage. But in the same time, you boost the ATP, making the skin able to respond to the stimulation. Because to use all these amazing ingredients like peptides, skin should be in the energy state. And unfortunately, aged skin, mature skin is tired. And this skin fatigue based on the energy deficiency. So with microcurrent therapy, you restore this energy deficiency and achieve the maximum results in the very natural way. And finally, light therapy. I will not stay on the light therapy for a long time, but you know that we have all spectrum of wavelengths, right? From 740 to 380 nanometers, which we are using in the beauty and aesthetic practice. In the infrared light, which is higher than 800 nanometers, 833 light. It's highly stimulative, so it activates regeneration and tissue metabolism we use it for the wound healing in the medical environment, but also in the aesthetic environment. We use it for the stimulation of collagen production, for example, and all regenerative processes in the skin. Red light, it's much lower. It's in the wavelength, in average, 633 nanometers used in our device. We are using Aduro LED lamps for the treatment in our MEDER space. And with red lights, you target collagen production in fibroblasts, dermis cells, very efficiently. So we recommend to use red lights in all treatments which you want to boost the collagen production, like armor lift, certainly, lipo-oval as well, but also myofix, because you want not only relax skin, but also fill wrinkles with a fresh new collagen. And if you go for Redopax, for calming treatment, sometimes for hydrophil as well, for glass skin treatment, and you want to calm down the skin, you go to the blue zone of the light. So blue light, 420 nanometers, it's good for EUSEP because it eliminates acne-causing bacteria. It's microbiome selective, so it really works alongside with prebiotics and probiotics very synergetically. It is really great for Redopax treatment for same reason, plus it is anti-inflammatory. And you can use it for hydrophil treatment, because for this glass skin effect, it's always good to have skin perfectly calm down. So anti-inflammatory, it's always on the place. So once again, very easy. And I really hope that you will introduce to your practice all 6 of our MEDER BioFacials, because with 6 BioFacials, you need only 6 boxes on your shelf. No need of hundreds big jars, forget about it. 6 boxes, you just take everything you needed for one patient, everything is predictable, cost effective, and you cover literally all aesthetic skin and skin concerns which you meet on your practice easily. And also we have the range of home care products which we recommend to use to maintain results of the facials, to maximize results of the BioFacials, and to stay with MEDER skincare, maintaining your skin health and prolonging your skin active longevity as long as you can. You can stay wrinkle-free with happy skin naturally without damaging it by heat or toxins or injections or whatever else. Skincare is what you need, if you ask me.